Good to see you again, Jesse.
Yeah, you too.
You've been a busy guy, and got to talk to you, of course, on the set of the first one in New Orleans. So now here we are in London. Bring me up to speed. What's going on with the Horsemen and yourself?
Right. So yeah, the movie takes place several months later. The characters have been kind of hiding out and planning their next big show. And then in the beginning of the movie, the show, something horrible goes wrong during the show, and they are brought to. I realize as I'm saying this now, I'm probably like giving too much away, but they are kind of tasked with doing this kind of very dangerous thing for this bad person. I have to speak in generic terms, but the movie is more specific than I am being. And then, and you're kind of with them, like in the first movie, you're kind of tracking them as an audience member, trying to figure out how they've done what they've done. But in this movie, you're kind of behind the scenes with them, and so you're getting a kind of glimpse into their very complicated and interesting process.
Yeah. Now, when people do sequels, not always, you don't always get the same cast back, but you've got pretty much everyone, except for Isla, who of course is having a baby.
Right.
Well, was it like Old Home Week when you guys all got back together again?
Yeah. It's the nature of this kind of movie, which is not only an ensemble movie, but it's an ensemble movie with kind of a fun group of people that, a year and a half can go by and it doesn't feel like anything has passed. And luckily, Lizzie Kaplan, who is new to the cast, is a really fun, great actress. So, it feels seamless. And also Daniel Radcliffe is in this. And he's also the same way. He's just a fun, collaborative, great actor. So it doesn't feel like either that different or it doesn't feel like any time has passed.
Yeah. Any initiations for Daniel or Lizzie to get them into the game?
Just some hazing, and then no, I mean it's like their difficult initiation is just trying to get a word in edgewise between like the rest of us who don't shut up, and then they are also they're like us, they're funny people, so there was the seamless transition.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about how your magic skills improved from the first one, or have they?
Yeah, like Well, the muscle memory doesn't go away. So we filmed the movie 2 years ago, and I still have retained the muscle memory just by virtue of practicing it a lot. And now I've just been able to add to that. And the most important thing that our characters do is really kind of know how to do these things rather than be able to necessarily even do them. It's a lot of planning and trying to figure out complicated ways to pull off these heists, and so I've learned a lot more just by being around it more.
Yeah, and so is Dave still whipping the cards at everybody? And
Yeah, Dave is an amazing card thrower. He's also turned into an amazing card catcher, which seems like it would be a joint skill, but actually is a separate one.
He's upped his game.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
added to it.
Their game?
Woody's become a great card thrower. I've become a decent card thrower. Lizzie can do something with hide it in her hand or something, but not throw it.
Yeah. Oh, very, really cool. Now you get to. There's a lot of great locations, but one, Bobby Cohen, the producer, was taking us to the art department, and what's so cool, Macau. Now, have you been there yet? Have you shot that stuff yet?
No.
Yet,
I went to Macau about 10 years ago on my own, but we haven't filmed there yet. It's a really interesting place. It was a Portuguese colony, but in China, so it's a really unusual confluence of culture.
A magic.
Yeah, and what I didn't know,
which is very interesting.
Yeah, exactly. What I didn't know is that there's this great history of magic, so it's perfect for our movie because it's not only a remote place where we can be taken to do what we have to be doing, but also it's this great history of magic. There's a great old magic store there that we're recreating here in London, on a set, but we'll be filming there as well.
Yeah, you look at your career, you've had such a great opportunity to work with such great people, and of course in this one you've got Morgan Freeman and Michael Caine back. You still kind of step back and look at yourself and go, I'm working with these guys, does it still kind of amaze you that,
it's strange to be on the set with somebody like Michael Caine, for example, but his nature makes it less strange after 10 seconds because he's a normal kind of humble guy, so it doesn't feel like intimidating, or it doesn't feel like maybe what you'd expect from being with somebody of that stature, let's say. But yeah, it's still exciting. I mean, the main thing you want to feel like is you're working with people who are good at what they do and take it seriously. So that's the main important thing.
And lastly, why do you think audiences resonated so much with the first one and loved it? Why do you think it was so popular?
I don't know. My finger could not be farther off the pulse of what people like, but it seems to me that this movie, this movie as well as the first one, kind of like value these interesting things like cleverness and kind of trying to figure out, how things are done, and it's not explicitly violent. It's all these things that I think are probably pretty unusual and really fun.
Yeah, well, the first one was great. I cannot wait to see this one, and it
thanks.
is always a pleasure to talk to you, Jesse.
Likewise.
Thank you for